Hello humans, welcome back to Michigan Farms. If you missed the end of the last episode, you missed quite the finish there. We actually ran out of diesel in this combine here. So what we did is we got that all sorted out, and we are back up and running in the oat field here, harvesting oats. So let's go ahead and get this put onto a worker. Okay, there we go. And what I actually want to do is get switched over into the John Deere here. And I'm going to grab the baler and windrower setup and start to do some windrowing in that field. So last time we started in the field, we got a field planted. So the other oat field that we had already harvested, we got that replanted with canola, I believe, since that's the only thing I think that we can do right now. And then rather than moving on to the other field that we harvested and getting that planted, we are going to wait until we move to September, because that gives us a couple more crop options. I believe it gives us barley and wheat, so we will wait until we move on to September before we plant that other field of ours. So let's go ahead and get connected here. We will take this out to where we dropped off the baler and go ahead and get this connected, and then we're going to head into that oat field that our worker is working in and start to get some of those swaths baled up. I think that's going to be a good use of our time today. What might be a better use of our time is learning how to drive. But yeah, we want to go ahead and get this baled up and off the field so that we can plant it in the near future. Nope, still not doing well with driving. All right, there we go. We are connected. But I did see the notification that we have an 80% full grain tank, so let's go ahead and try to catch up to that worker there before they stop and get all of those oats unloaded into our wonderful setup here that we purchased in a recent episode. We will get this unloaded, and then, like I said, we will bring the John Deere, the windrower, and the baler into the field here and start to take care of all of these swaths that will allow us to plant this field much quicker when the time comes, which might be next month. We might plant both of our fields in the September-October time frame and be able to do wheat and barley in these two fields. But we're going to go ahead and get the combine unloaded and then move on to baling. All right, there we go. We've got that unloaded. Let's go ahead and get this tractor trailer set up out of the way. We'll get it put all the way down here so that we don't get in the way of the worker. And we are going to jump back into our John Deere 8R here and jump into the field and get this baling taken care of. Alright, welcome back in. We are making really good progress of the bales here in the field. This setup has just been amazing for us. I love this trail behind bale system that we've got with the windrower here. It just really helps out. It really makes things quick. So I am going to continue working in the field here, continue to get all of this swath picked up and baled. You can see the number of bales that we have already produced. If we jump into the menu, we can actually probably see how many we have produced today. So already 1499 total. So there it is. Just produced our 100th bale on this Let's Play. But we're going to continue creating bales here. No idea how many we're going to end up with. Probably upwards of 20 to, well, probably upwards of 30 to 40, if I had to take a guess as to how quick the baler is shooting these bales out of the back end of the baler here. But yeah, we're gonna continue to get this taken care of. The combine over there is still working, as you can see, which is great. So we're gonna let them keep working. We probably will have to go empty that here in a little bit, which is great, which means we're pulling off a lot of oats from the field here. And then we probably will rest. We're going to move on to September so that we have that additional option of different types of crops. So you can see what I'm talking about. Right now, canola is the only thing we can put in. When we move to that September-October timeframe, wheat and barley become available for us. So I'm gonna wrap up working in this field here, and then, like I said, probably rest, move on to September, and then continue to get this field and the field directly in front of us, which I think had sorghum in it, get that taken care of in September, get those crops planted, and then we honestly we'll probably zoom through the winter. Last winter, we were able to do some contracts to help bring some money into the farm, but I know we only have 15,000 in the bank right now. But I think that we are doing well for money on the farm right now, so we will probably zoom through the winter, just make sure that all the animals have what they need and they're all taken care of. But really kind of skip through the winter months and get to the spring so that we can continue to work at either harvesting or planting additional crops in these fields. So we're going to go ahead and keep working in the field here and hopefully be able to finish getting everything harvested off the field and then getting everything baled up out of these fields as well. So hoping to get that done in one more time lapse. So we will see you shortly. right, here we are wrapping up the last bit of the oat harvest here in the field. So we're gonna go ahead and get that last little bit dumped off here. We've got 4,324 liters to go drop off in the truck, but we're actually going to have them swing down here. So let's go ahead and get in there. There we go. And we have just over 79,000 liters of oats that came off of this field. You can also see the ridiculous amount of bales that we've been able to create in this field. It's going to take a little bit of time to get this field cleared, even with that auto loading trailer that we have. But we definitely need to keep some of these bales for the cows, and then we are probably just going to sell the rest for some additional income. But let's go ahead and get the oat here loaded into the trailer, and we'll see what our complete total is, our final total from the oat harvest. There we go. 8,300, nope, that's wrong. 83,439 liters. So we're going to take this over to the silo. It's not quite good enough price yet for these oats, so we're going to go ahead and get this loaded into our silo over here, and that will be a nice little payday when we get into that December-January time frame, where we can sell these 83,000 liters of oats. And I think we have yeah, we want to get this overloaded from the underside, not from the back. So there we go. Our 83,000 liters are quickly being offloaded into the silo. Okay, there we go. Got all of that loaded into the silo, so let's go ahead and jump into the menu. I don't know if we already had oats. We definitely did. So we have 162,906 liters, and we're looking at about that December-January time frame to get $1,162 per 1,000 liters. So that's going to be quite the payday for us. Also here, our sorghum, we're looking at January. We've got 132,000 liters of that. But what we need to do is jump back into the John Deere and get the rest of this field baled up. So we have a couple more swaths here that we want to get taken care of. We've definitely missed some bits here and there, but that is totally fine. We have more than enough bales right now. If we jump back in and check our statistics page, we have made 49 bales, probably going to turn to 50 here in a second. Nope, not going to happen while we're on the menu, but we're going to create well over 50 bales out of this field, which is just great. But we're not going to go around and clean up every little bit of a missed swath like we have down here. I will clean up just a little bit of it as I kind of make my turnaround to approach that last swath that we have in the field, but that is going to be the last little bit that we pick up. And then we are going to be done with this large field. I also believe, and I need to jump in the menu to check, but I think we also have a canola field that is ready to harvest. So we're not even done with the harvest yet. So let's get into, I believe here, field 20. Yeah, ready to harvest. So we can get that harvester, or that combine, back up and running in the canola field, which is just behind us over there, behind the cow enclosure. So we can go over there and finally harvest up that canola. I feel like that canola has been growing forever. I feel like that might have been one of the first crops that we put into the ground on this series. But it's great to see that finally ready to go. So that looks like the baling done, and look at that, we just got another bale to come off. So just over the number that we needed to create a new bale. And let's go ahead, see what our final count was. If I could find the right menu, 52. And I'm dragging one of those 52 bales with me. But yeah, that is a great little harvest here on this field. But like I said, we've got that canola field to harvest. So let's go ahead and jump over into that field here, and we'll at least get that started. Probably end the episode over there, because we really do need to move on to September so that we have more to do. But we'll at least start in the canola field over here, and then we will move on to getting those bales transported. And then as we start to lose light here at the end of our August day, we will go ahead and rest and move on to September, which will allow us to have a little bit more to do, and will allow us to be able to get some additional crops planted into all of these fields that have been harvested. Alright, we are going to get that put onto a worker and let them to continue harvesting up this canola field over here. And what we are going to do is jump into the New Holland here. We're going to go and grab our auto-loading bale trailer and go ahead and start to take all of those bales that we just created off of the field over there. And then we will make a decision on how we want to handle those. If we want to hold on to them, if we want to hold on to just one load and then take the rest of them to the sell point. But for now, what we want to be worried about is just getting them off of the field here. So we want to be in our operating position, and we will zip around the field here and get these taken off. Two things that I did not check that I wanted to. It's weird that it does that, but let's get that moved back over here. Don't know what's going on, why these aren't auto-loading. I swear I have issues with this trailer more than I have good with it. So let's just go ahead and unload the bales. Let's reset. We want to be in, there we go. All right, let's try this again. So we'll go ahead and start to make our way around the field here. We'll get these all picked up since we already have multiple time lapses in this video. I won't make you watch all of this, but my thought is that I also need to check the price for these bales to see if they are even worth selling right now. But I also want to check the price of that canola that we're pulling off of the field. I want to see if it is something that we need to hold on to until that December-January time frame, which I can only imagine it is something that we want to hold on to like that. But I need to jump in the menu and check that out and see if we're going to be selling that canola directly off of the field, or if that's something that we are going to hold on to. But we're going to get zipped around here and get a load of bales off of the field. go. We have one full load, 28 bales. So let's go ahead and jump into the menu and check the price for our straw bales here. So of course we are all the way down at the bottom of the barrel here, because this is when we are producing them. We can get all the way up to $126, but yeah, I don't think it's worth waiting, so we probably will just get these sold off of the field. Over in the canola field, our harvester seems to be stuck, so let's get that taken off of the worker here. I'm gonna do one more quick headland, and then we will probably let them continue to work here in the field. We have already emptied one harvester load into our trailer, so this is really yielding well for us here, but we're gonna go ahead and get this out of the way here. We will probably go ahead and put this back onto a worker, let them continue to do their thing, and then I think we're going to go ahead and get those bales brought to the sell point and get those sold off to bring in a little bit of money here at the end of the episode and end on a high note. So let's go ahead and finish up this last little bit here. We're going to go ahead and get this put back onto a worker to let them continue, since they were doing a good job up until getting stuck on that pole. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get over to, let's see exactly where we're going here, 94 at the biomass heating plant. So we're going to go ahead and get all of these 28 bales here. So I believe that leaves us with 24 bales left in the field here, since we created 52 if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to go ahead and get over to the biomass heating plant and get these 28 bales sold off to end our episode on a high note. We have made our way up to the sell point. Let's go ahead and get pulled in and get these bales sold off. Hopefully this goes better than the last time when some of our bales ended up on the roof over there. But we want to unload the bales, get them moved over here, and we want to get those sold. So there we go. Bales have sold, and we've brought in $24,186 to the farm. So that is where we're going to end this episode. Thank you for joining us. In our next episode, we're going to continue to harvest out the canola. We will be moved on to September, so we will probably start to plant some wheat and or barley into our fields, and then just see what else we might have to do. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on our Michigan farm.